Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Real Sports Updates here, back again with another video. You see the title, you see the thumbnail. Let's get into it a little bit. Should the Chargers re-sign Austin Ekeler, and should they do it early? And my answer to both of those questions is yes, 100% yes. And I'm going to give you reasons why I think they should do this. Now, we all know, and I just made the video about it last week. Justin Herbert is going to come up. His rookie deal is going to be expiring pretty soon. At least the standard 4 years, right? He's coming into year 3, and once this coming season is over, he's going to be eligible for a contract extension. Everybody expects him to get the money. Now, with the offensive line being taken care of in the draft and free agency, the running back position also got upgraded in the draft with Isaiah Spiller. Now, Austin Ekeler is a guy, he plays a crucial role in the offense. Now, he is not the Derrick Henry type. Obviously, we already know this. I'm not giving anybody any new information, but I believe the Chargers need to re-sign Austin Ekeler because he provides a premium at the running back position that I don't think is out there with any other running back. Especially with him, his size. We all know he's not the biggest guy in the world, but he provides a premium as a receiver out of the backfield. He is the best receiving running back, in my opinion. Nobody else can do it like him. He is able to run pretty much all of the routes out of the backfield. He's able to line up in the slot. He's able to run, routes in the slot as well too. And then he is tough to bring down to the ground, because of his stature, because he is low to the ground, and because he plays, physical, and he's dropping his pad level. He is a hard guy to get down to the ground. And he provides a premium that I don't think you can find it in the draft. I don't think you can find it with any other running back in the NFL. And because he has not had the wear and tear on his body. Now, this past season, 2021, was, by statistical measures, was his most productive season, but it's still his career numbers and his carries and everything in his career. It doesn't even rival what a Derrick Henry does. What you think about another workhorse back, what Jonathan Taylor is going to do, even like in 3 or 4 years. He'll have Austin Ekeler's career numbers in 3 or 4 years with the amount of touches that he receives. So Austin Ekeler is a guy, he is in the prime of his career right now, but the drafting of Isaiah Spiller, which was a crucial draft pick, one of the best draft picks of the season, in my opinion, for any team, right? This is going to help extend Austin Ekeler's career. So he's going to be able to provide value for the Chargers going down the road. Now, the talk about running backs is, once a running back reaches 30, or, once they even get close to reaching 30, then that's the point where teams either just outright release, these players, or they ask them to take, astronomical pay cuts that are, not really fair, in theory, especially when a team decides to pay a player, extend a player for 4 or 5 years, knowing that their year 30 season is going to come, and they still give them the money anyway. They'll ask them to take a huge pay cut, and if they don't, then they'll cut them, which is not fair in my opinion. But I think it's a different story with Austin Ekeler because he does not have that wear and tear. Now, he is a guy, he's small, but he has stayed relatively healthy throughout his career. He's dealt with the soft tissue stuff that most guys deal with, most speed guys deal with, hamstrings and quads and calves and things like that. So he doesn't really have like a real big injury history. Was it 2020? I think that was the first time I might be wrong, but the first time I recall him missing any time. I think he missed like 4 or 5 games that season. But for the most part, he stayed relatively healthy, and it's impressive feat for him being, he's only listed at 5'10", 200 pounds. So that's impressive for him to be able to do that. Now, like I said, his workload has not been, the Chargers have not asked him to do a whole lot, not too much. They haven't asked him to carry the franchise on his shoulders. And I think he is going to benefit from that in the long term, as far as his financials go. And I think the Chargers are going to benefit because they're going to be able to get a lot more out of him than other teams get out of their running backs. So his career numbers, Austin Ekeler's career numbers, he's only had a 6-year career, right? He's been in the league for 6 years. He's at 607 rushes. He's gained 208,012 yards. He's got a 4.6 average, which is pretty good. 21 touchdowns, and he has 282 receptions. And like I said, he is, to me, the best receiving running back, in my opinion. Now, the 282 receptions are obviously really, really good. And, you know, these are the stats that I think put him above everybody else as far as, you know, when the Chargers are looking to resign somebody or resign him or possibly draft somebody else. Who are you going to go with, right? Are you going to go with a guy from college who maybe doesn't know how to run the entire route tree from the backfield? Maybe he doesn't, you know, he's not able to pick up blitz. You know, maybe he's not able to do some of these things. You're going to get this with Austin Ekeler, you know, regardless of his age. And because he's only had 607 carries through his 6-year career, he's only averaging 100 carries a season. Like, that's nothing. You know, you look at the top running backs in the league, easily over 200. Derrick Henry gets in the 300s, like close to the 300s, or no, a little bit over 300s, I think. But Austin Ekeler's not even anywhere close to that. And I think he provides a lot of value even as he gets older. So this season, his salary is $5.5 million this season for 2022. For 2023 season is 5.7, and then he is a unrestricted free agent in 2024. So that means that the Chargers are only going to have to pay him $10 million over the following 2 years. For, you know, you're going to get a lot of production out of him for those 2 years, and you drafted Isaiah Spiller. So the thing I think the Chargers should do, and the thing I think they probably will do, is, you know, they have to pull Austin Ekeler in. You know, probably Tom Telesco, probably Spanos, the owner, Brandon Staley. They'll probably say, hey, you know, we want to keep you here once your contract runs out. But, you know, how about we, you know, have a two-headed monster, right? How about you split carries with Isaiah Spiller, right? And as you get older, Isaiah Spiller is going to take over the number one running back role. Austin Ekeler can still provide the scat back stuff that he did when he first came into the league, right? Because everybody remembers, if you're a Charger fan, you remember him in the preseason, right? When he wore number 3 in the preseason, when he was, you know, getting yards, he was doing the same thing that he was doing right now. In the preseason, he was really turning heads. You know, the Chargers kind of eased him in on offense, right? He was taking carries. You know, he was spelling Melvin Gordon at the time, right? He was coming in on third downs. You know, he was able to pick up blitzes, right, and be able to catch, you know, the ball out of the backfield, be able to hit the running back screens and get first downs and things like that. That's what he was doing when he first came into the league. And because he wasn't overused and overextended, he still has a lot left on his legs. And, you know, if you're a Charger fan, you know, and if you look at his social media and anything like that, you can see how hard he trains, right? He takes working out seriously. You know, he keeps his body in shape, in tip-top shape. He's always, you know, posting videos of him working out, doing these different things. So he keeps his body where it needs to be, you know, in order for him to be successful. So I think that is something, obviously a plus, because, you know, even as this guy gets to 30, he's still going to be in shape. He's not going to be out of shape. He's going to come into camp in shape. He's going to be one of the strongest players on the team, right, pound for pound, and he's going to give you something that you can't really replace. You can't really replace that. You know, there's going to be some guys who do put up good numbers, but I just don't think they fit into the offense as well as Austin Ekeler fits into this current offense that the Chargers are running right now. It's perfect. It's tailor-made for him. You know, if they used him a little bit more last year, I think the Chargers would be in the playoffs. If they, you know, ran the ball with him a little more, especially to start the season, I think the Chargers would have been in the playoffs last season. But, you know, it is what it is, right? But I think Austin Ekeler can provide a lot of value, you know, going forward into his 30s, right? So I think the Chargers have to make that happen. You know, and obviously, you know, his salary is not, you know, astronomical, and it's not anything that the Chargers cannot afford, you know, especially down the road. You know, to be able to have your running back room locked down for probably less than, you know, CJ Spiller, he a 4th round pick. He is on a rookie deal. He's going to be on a rookie deal for the following 4 years, right? And I think it's like a 4 year, like $5 million contract, so it averages out to just a little million over a year. You can give Austin Ekeler, a 2 or 3 year extension, right, for pretty much the same amount of money that he's making now. You can have your running back room locked down, right? You can have a productive running back room locked down. Guys are going to give you, Austin Ekeler is going to still, be catching the ball out of the backfield. Even if you do take away some of his carries, he'll still give you 70 catches. Isaiah Spiller can give you, another 30 catches. Both these guys can give you a lot of production for a very, very, very small price. So I think the Chargers going forward, I think, and I heard Brandon Staley at his presser a couple of weeks ago was talking about, the contracts and the team building going forward, with the Justin Herbert contract in mind. So I think that is what they're probably thinking. We can have this running back room locked down. We can get, 16 to 1,700 yards, possibly, 17 to 18 touchdowns and 100 catches out of your running back room for $6 to $7 million. That's a damn good deal. You present that to any other team in the NFL, and they're going to take it. They'll snap it up right away. It doesn't matter who it is. If you get that kind of production out of your running back room, you're going to take it for that cheap amount. So I think the Chargers are in a good place with the running backs right now. I think they're in a good place to, eventually resign Austin Ekeler when the time comes. The money's drying up right now as far as the free agency signings and stuff are concerned. But, once some contracts start falling off, probably next season, this could be something that the Chargers do next season. You can lock him up for 2024, right? You can have the contract signed and everything, the ink dry. You can pay Justin Herbert, and then you can go on and continue to build a team, continue to budget out who you want to keep, make plans if you are going to cut anybody and things like that. So it does make sense for the long run. And like I said, the drafting of Isaiah Spiller was huge because it allows the Chargers this flexibility to do this, to keep a guy like Austin Ekeler, even at the age of 30, right? So I think it does make sense. Hit the comments, though. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you think of Austin Ekeler being re-signed, because he will add value. Even if he doesn't get any carries, he adds value out of the backfield. And that's something that you cannot replicate. I don't even think there's anybody in the league who can replicate that right now in this offense, in this specific offense. If the Chargers get, another offensive coordinator, then maybe things can change. But as far as right now, I think this really, really makes a lot of sense to me. So, like I said, hit the comments if you agree, disagree. Let me know what you think. If you like this content, please give me a like on the way out. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing if you do enjoy the content. But that's all I got for this video, guys. Thank you so much for all your support. Thank you for the feedback, and I'll see you later.